Hey everybody, it's Wednesday and Mark and I are back at the soup kitchen. I'm cleaning up and he's doing some projects. So I've been washing dishes over here and almost completely done. I still have the canisters here and then the tank here for the juice that I need to do. But I ran out of bleach. The only hot water we have here is a hot water heater in the bathroom, but it comes straight out of the tap, and here the water, you don't drink it out of the tap. It'll make you sick and you need to boil it. And so when I do dishes, I put not only dishwashing detergent, but I put a little bit of bleach to kill any of the germs. Now most of this stuff, when we fill it up with water, it comes through the filters here. So it has two different filters that clean it, and then of course we boil it as we cook it, just as a second measure. But anyway, just kind of taking care of stuff until the electricity went out at noon, and it'll be off till 2 o'clock here. And then there's two other potential blackouts for this address today, but it happens so much now. They have a website that we can go to and put in our address and find out what the schedule is, because it changes. Just when you get used to it's going to be a certain time, they change it, to give everybody a chance to have electricity at different times. So I pulled up the schedule, and if it's in bright orange, that means we're definitely going to lose electricity, like 12 to 2 today. But then there's two other times that are in gray, which it could go out or it could not go out. And the same for the house. We've had, like last night, I think it was out for about 3 hours, just after midnight to about 3 in the morning. Thankfully, our house is very well insulated. The walls are 1.5 feet thick, and they're made of compressed coal ash, which is really, really warm. I mean, in the summer, if we keep the curtains closed, we can come in and it's cool. And in the winter, it holds its heat. And we've got radiators, 2 in each room, except for the main room, which has 3. And we have none in the kitchen because the commercial refrigerator, heats things up enough. It's slightly chilly in the morning when you first go in there and you open the door, but it clears up, warms up pretty quick. So anyway, I'm doing dishes. I've washed all the tables. I've washed all the benches. There was some equipment here, some sawhorses, yeah, and a plywood that I've taken near the front of the building. I don't know if you'll be able to see it here. Behind me, right here, is the stuff stacked up there by the door, so that we can remember to take it home. And what Mark is going to be working on is we got our soup pot in yesterday. It was supposed to come Monday, and we were here all day, but the driver, I think, came to the main address on the other side of the building, didn't call, and he came about 10 minutes after we left, and we've been here all day, almost 8 hours, working, getting ready for feeding soup that was Monday, getting ready to feed soup on Tuesday. So we had to reschedule it. He was supposed to be here at 10. He didn't come till like 12:30 or so. And our electrician, Vova, was able to coordinate with some of the other people around here, and we had a hand trolley that jacks up like a forklift, and that's how we moved it. So this is the soup pot. The lid is open, and it's nice and huge. It's about 100 gallons. And so down here on the front, right here, there's a valve and then a spout. And so we'll put the pots under this, and all the soup will come out of here. So we'll fix the soup in here next week, hopefully, and instead of the canisters. And so we'll just bring a pot out when we serve, and it'll be much easier trying to get the big ladle through, not through the small opening of the canisters. Let me take you over there and let you see. With a wide open pot, it's going to be so much easier. So this right here is our ladle. So if you compare it to my hand, you can see that it's huge here. And when we serve soup, we pull it out of the canister lid here. So you see, again, my hand. So it's kind of tricky, you know, and we set the like buckets that they give us and glass jars on the edge of it and balance it as we try and serve and not slop it everywhere, which we do. We get pretty messy serving the soup. But now we'll be able to use a tall, kind of skinnier tall pot that's the same 40 liters as this canister. And it'll fit under that spigot. We'll open it up, pour the soup out. Oh, I think my lunch is done here. Oh. Yep. I'm just making hot ham and cheese. I had turned off the heat, but it was still continuing to cook. So we'll just fill up that one pot, and then we'll have another pot that we'll switch out. So it'll be much easier for us to serve. It'll also be much easier for us to cook. Some kind of exciting things here. Mark was really excited about this. This is for the temperature, and you can use this thing to change how hot it is, how cool it is, and this has a double lining here with water in it, and that's what this right here is for. The water goes in and it heats it here, so nothing in here will burn. And then of course we have the lid, which comes down, and we'll have to have a vent over this because there'll be a lot of steam. I still got to take some of the plastic off. It got boxes and stuff put on it when it was being shipped here, and so every little scratch, this stuff tears, so I can't like pull it off in one sheet. And then when Mark pulls it out, he's going to put some wheels under it instead of the legs so that we can keep it mobile, because he's going to move these filters behind. Because of this pipe, we can't scoot this all the way back. So by having the filters there, we'll have to pull this out every like 3 months and change the filters. But he's really excited about this dial, and here is a little faucet, and we can make it bigger to fill it up with water. You know, so we're just really excited about it. There's some parts down in there. You know, so it is 195 kilograms, which I think, let's see if I can get there back where you can see it completely. It's still on a pallet because Mark wanted to be able to slide off the leg and work and put on a wheel. But that's like over 400 pounds. So it was quite hefty. And it's about as wide as our stove here. So we've got the soup pot, the stove, and a work table. And then over here, we got delivery of our commercial washing machine. It's kind of turned on its side. It'll have to be turned this way. And we've ordered tables for along here and along here. So one person will kind of step in there and fill up the crates, put them in there, wash it. It washes in 60 seconds, or you can do a heavy duty, which is 2 minutes. So it's going to make washing dishes so much easier, you know, compared to washing in the buckets and then taking it out into the main area and dumping it down the drain. So probably it'll take a couple weeks for those tables to come in. The other thing that we had come in is our work tables. We have these two back-to-back work tables. You see that there's a hole over on that table, and then this one is here. We've got a bucket under there so that when we clean onions, we just slide the stuff into that kind of compost bucket, and then we can either take it home and put it on our compost pile, or we can just put it in the trash here. But they're really nice. They've got 2 shelves here, and pretty much like the one that we have at home, but a little bit wider, a little bit longer, and the hole at home is smaller and it's in the center of the table, whereas they put it here, which I kind of like because it gives you a lot of this workspace and you don't lose space on each side. So if we need to use the whole table, we just get a cutting board and put it over the hole. That's kind of what I did because I had dishes all laid out here drying. So the only thing that we are lacking now is under this window we want to put a freezer, a chest freezer, and then over on this wall is a commercial refrigerator. And so we're going to be starting some fundraising for that because those are the 2 things that we have left. You know, we've had a lot of people donate for the dishwashing station specifically, or for the stove, or for the tables and the soup pot. So really exciting to see all this come together, but we still need the fridge and the freezer. It's about $3,000 together, but I'll put more on when I do the fundraiser. So we're getting there, and this is becoming like a really good kitchen. And of course we have all this wonderful lighting on the frame that Mark did, which is not working right now because there's no electricity. We did have to get an electrician in here. He kind of works in this whole area, and the soup pot and the dishwashing station require 380, whereas most electricity here is 220. In America, it's 110. So the 380, we had to have, let me see if I can show you here. This is for our deep fryers. We have 2 of them. And see that black cable that goes all the way up to the top and down? And this one that comes down here is for the dishwashing station. And then we have another one that comes down in the corner back over there that's for the soup pot. And the soup pot and the dishwashing station will be, it has no plug. It'll be wired directly in, which is kind of cool. So that cable, that black cable, goes all the way down to the end to our fuse box, which is down there in that corner. And it has our fuse box. It has all our light switches and everything for all the lights along the wall, and then the lights in the kitchen. And when we're here, the way Mark kind of set it up is we can use the lights in the kitchen area and leave the rest of the place turned off so we don't run up our electricity. Our utilities right now are about 1,600 grivna, and it's about 41 grivna for $1. I'm not going to do the math on that. So it's been pretty good, but once we start using the dishwashing station and the soup pot, it'll go up because they're going to pull a lot of electricity. But again, it'll be just 1 day a week until we start to feed 2 or 3 days a week. And we'll kind of play it by ear and see how much of that electricity is used, you know, and figure that into our budget. So sorry for moving you around. My hand's getting tired. So that's just kind of an update so far of what we're doing. Mark's over at the store across the street. It's kind of like a Home Depot, and he's getting all the stuff for the plumbing, the sewer, and then he's already got a lot of the water pipes already staged. So that's what this pipe is right here. And so it goes down here and down, but now he has to bring it in and create a connection to the back of the dishwashing station, and the same for the soup pot. And then he's got to run the sewer line along the base. And our electrician, Vova, has to come in and finish hooking this up down here, and then hook in the soup pot. But Mark wanted to put wheels on it, and you know, we needed to get the tables ordered and all that kind of stuff. So Mark will probably be back here in a little bit, and he'll get to work. And let's see, I forgot my watch today, but we've still got probably an hour before the electricity comes on. So just taking care of some stuff that we can do without the electricity. It's just something that we learn to work around and to deal with, because that's life here in Ukraine. Russia's really been hammering us hard. And I'm going to do a post and a prayer request. A couple of nights we've had over 200 rockets and drones hit the country. Now you have to remember the country is a little bit smaller than Texas, so that kind of gives you an idea. And we had a hit within our state that took out some electricity, and our 2-hour blackouts that were scheduled 4 times a day, a couple of them ended up being 3 hours as they rotated things. So just kind of learn, you know, I was chatting with one of my sisters because I happen to have a signal on my phone for internet, but no electricity at the house. Electricity came on, and it's like, I gotta go start the clothes washing machine. We gotta get the dishwasher running, you know, gotta plug in the freezers again because they were off. We can use our generator, but we have to, like I said, unhook the freezers and some of those kind of things. If we want to use the teapot, we have to turn off the refrigerator because our generator is pretty hefty for a house, but for some of the commercial appliances that we have, it just doesn't work. We came home the other day and Mark turned it on, and I forgot that we had a blackout, and I turned on my clothes washing machine in our room, and boom, it knocked it out. So I had to put it on pause, until the electricity came back on. But just kind of something that we learned to live with. So pray for us on that. Pray for the soup kitchen, and we're just praising God for how it's coming together. Bye.